What's going on, guys? This is Drake Shot Plays coming at you with another awesome breakdown for UFC Fight Night, Whittaker versus RDR. This is actually a banger of a card. I'm actually very excited that it's not on pay-per-view because a lot of people don't watch pay-per-views. They can't afford it, so I'm very excited for this. Please like and subscribe. Share the channel with a friend. As you know, I'm a video game creator. I love combat sports with all my heart. And then I also am a musician. I've been playing guitar for 17 years. So I just want to shout out the people that have passed on. Hulk Hogan passed away. And my prayers and my blessings go out to the family. I hope they're doing all right. I know this is a hard one for WWE fans across the globe. So I just want to shout out Hulk Hogan. Then as a musician, I'm planning on doing for my demo with this beautiful Fender guitar over here that is going to be on the channel very soon. I will be playing some Ozzy Osbourne just to commemorate his passing and just say my thoughts and prayers are with his family as well. Ozzy Osbourne, whether you liked him or hated him, he is so influential to music across the globe. Not just rock and metal. Because like musicians like myself, I can play any genre of music. I can play jazz, I can play bluegrass, I can play blues, rock, heavy metal, whatever. And that's why I decided to become a musician. Is actually a lot had to do with Ozzy Osbourne, because the first song I ever learned was Crazy Train. And then from there I learned Bullet for My Valentine, Waking the Demon. Those are the first two songs I learned, and I'm self-taught originally. I did end up learning how to teach guitar, music theory, all that stuff as well over the past 17 years. I actually used to teach guitar as a side hustle, but you know, it just got so hard in this town because this town's a retirement town. There's not a lot of kids trying to learn guitar like in bigger cities. But yeah, I just want to say shout out to Ozzy Osbourne. May he rest in peace. Just a legend, man. Him and Zakk Wylde and Randy Rhoads, I mean, they influenced so many musicians, not just their own genre of musicians, but Ozzy Osbourne influenced a lot of musicians in general across music entirely. I mean, there's country singers that liked Ozzy Osbourne. There's a lot of people like Jack Black, who's mainly a movie star, but he also can play guitar and he's a great singer. But he influenced a lot of people, so I hope that everyone that is a fan of theirs is doing okay, and my prayers are with you as well. This has been a hard week, you know. Hulkster and the Prince of Darkness going away. It's just sad. But shout out to their family. I hope they're doing all right. Shout out to the BMF, Max Holloway. This is his UFC 300. I knew he's going to win that fight with Justin Gaethje. I know I picked Dustin Poirier to beat him. And it's no slight against Max, you know. I just wanted the fairy tale ending for Dustin. And so that's why I went against Max. But I had a feeling that he was going to put out and be on his bike, just like in the Gaethje fight. And it turned out to be true. But I really wanted that fairy tale ending for the Diamond. So shout out to the Diamond in Louisiana. I hope him and his family are doing well. I hope there's nothing crazy as far as injuries go. And shout out to the legend. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Max does next. Now, as many of you know, I mean, Max Holloway could challenge for the belt, but he just got knocked out. But I do support the idea of him being stronger at 155. So I think he's a lot closer than Armin Sarukian, sadly. You know, I do think Arman Tsarukyan is the number one contender, but you know, when you pull out of an event the night before, it kind of rubs the UFC along the wrong way. You got to remember that this was the Intuit Dome that he pulled out of that fight on. I mean, it was a huge fight, pay-per-view event, like worth millions and millions of dollars, and he just pulls out of the fight. So shout out to Money Moicano for stepping in, but I don't think Arman Tsarukyan's getting a title fight unless he wins another fight. Now, I do like the idea of him fighting like a Gamrot. Tsarukyan and Hooker have been battling it out too, but I'd rather see Dan the Hangman Hooker against the BMF, the blessed man forever, Max Holloway. That is the fight I want to see. I do not want to see Charles Oliveira against Max Holloway. Even though it's a good fight, I really think Charles Oliveira, after this knockout, needs to just take some time off, because that's the hardest part, is when you get knocked out like that and in brutal fashion, you need to take some time off, just like Gaethje did after he got knocked out by Holloway. So I really think Dan the Hangman Hooker should challenge for the BMF belt. He's one of the only people in the division that I think deserves a crack at the BMF belt. I mean, the guy is training with a broken hand just like a few months ago before he got his surgery. So shout out to the Hangman. Let's get into this fight event. Man, this is so sick. I'm so excited for this. Whittaker versus RDR. Now, I don't like starting with the main event. I actually want to shout out the prelims. There's actually a lot of good prelims on this. So we got Davy Grant versus Damon Blackshear. Oh no, wait, hold on. We got more? Why does the UFC website do this? It puts some of the fights like sideways. It did that against the last pay-per-view event too. Man, they really screwed that up, didn't they? Let's see. Okay. So I'm just going to start with the prelims. They got some pretty good fights underneath it too. Amanda Ribas, Tabitha Ricci, Baby Shark Ricci. That's a good fight as well. Davy Grant versus Damon Blackshear. I'm looking for Blackshear to get this done. I don't know too much about Davy Grant. I've seen a few of his fights, but nothing that really just shines in my head. Muslim Salikov versus Carlos Leal. Now, I don't know too much about Leal. He is from Brazil. But I think Salikov's going to get it done by a brutal knockout, personally. And then this fight's interesting. Said Nurmagomedov versus Bryce Mitchell, ranked number 15. Now, I actually like Bryce Mitchell down at this weight class. I think he's got a really good build to fight with some of these guys. And I think he's going to submit Said or do a TKO, ground and pound. Of course, betting against the Khabib team is like shooting yourself in the foot, but I'd like to see Bryce Mitchell get it done. He deserves it. Asu Almabayev from Kazakhstan versus Jose Ochoa from Peru. Now, I will say that the Kazakhstan guys right now are on a tear, and I'll definitely be rooting for Azu Almabayev in this fight. We got Marc-Andre Barria versus Shara Magomedov. Now, Shara just came off that loss to MVP, and Marc-Andre is on a little bit of a win streak right now. I think he just knocked out somebody recently. So what I would suggest is go with Shara. Maybe a second round knockout, third round knockout. I don't see him getting Marc-Andre out in the first round. That's a little tough to ask. Now this is a banger. The co-main is a banger. Peter Yan versus Marcus McGee. Man, this is a jump up in competition for Marcus McGee. They're similar in age too. Man, Peter Yan is he's no slouch. I think he gets it done any way he wants to. if he plays his cards right, and he's very defensive. His takedown defense is good, but Marcus McGee's a very creative striker. So I could see technique versus creativity in this fight, and that'll kind of dictate who wins this fight. I still think Peter Yan is a huge step up from Marcus. So I would go for Peter Yan in this one personally. But there's no offense to Marcus McGee. He's been knocking people out brutally. He is from the U.S. I like to root for the guys from the U.S. But Peter Yan's just a fan favorite right now, you know. And I mean, no offense by it. Marcus McGee's been training with Sean O'Malley and Red Hawk Tim Welch. So I see Marcus McGee, maybe he's in a better training camp this time, and he comes out and really does something against Peter Yan. I mean, even though personally I believe Sean O'Malley won that Peter Yan fight due to a couple more significant strikes as far as knees and vicious hooks. But the Yan fight was close. What I'll say with that is, if Marcus McGee's training with Sean O'Malley can give him some pointers since he's been in there with Peter Yan. So that might give you a opinion on what's his training camp look like, what's his what's he doing different this training camp. So Marcus McGee could be a safe bet, but I like Peter Yan in this. And now the main event, Robert the Reaper Whittaker versus RDR. I don't know how to really pick this one, so I'm just going to pick on my bias alone. I want the Reaper to get this done. I want it to be a round 1, round 2 knockout. But in my head, I do see RDR with the submission/grappling advantage. Now, this is the same spot for Marcus McGee, right? RDR, this is a huge step up in competition. The difference is that RDR was a major champion and won. And if DJ Mighty Mouse respects him, I could see RDR getting a submission. But I like to go with the Reaper. Shout out to Bobby Knuckles. I hope he gets it done. And I hope he goes home with a bonus, man. So what do you guys think on the main event? What are you guys excited for? Shout out to the BMF. Shout out to DustinPoirier. The Diamond forever, always, man. And you know what? You're a champion, dude. You're a champion. Not just the best dad ever belt, okay? You know, because I might want to fight you on that because I'm the best dad too. But no, seriously, that's a great belt. I'm really impressed that your daughter made that for you, man. That's awesome. And I think that's the best belt ever. But I do think that you became a champion, you know. In my opinion, interim is champion still. You know what I mean? You faced the toughest competition and you won on that night. You were the champion, and you proved it, man. You know, just because you didn't win your last fight, you were really facing one of the best versions of Max Holloway that night. I mean, he was coming off a knockout from Ilia Topuria, and in that time, Ilia Topuria won the lightweight belt. And I think you were just facing the best version of Max Holloway, just like Diego Lopez was facing the best version of Volkanovski. It was a tough fight, and that's okay. That's what legends are made of. So shout out to the Diamond, man. I hope you're doing well. I hope you get good recovery, and I hope you stay in this fight game, man. You're really good, not just as a southpaw sparring partner, but man, dude, you have so much knowledge in that head. Even if you weren't coaching, if you were just giving advice, dude, I think that would be the best. I think a podcast would be really good. I think you're really good at speaking, so I really think you could do a podcast, man, and just let me know. I'd be happy to work with you. So let me know. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Please check out the Linktree link in the link in the description below. It helps support this channel. Also, another way to support this channel is go to buckedup.com. Use code lycanthrope1 for 20% off your order. They give you free shipping sometimes, but man, as someone who needs to recover a lot, I use their products a lot, and it just helps. Like the deer antler velvet alone, like, helps my recovery so much. Like, my wrists will be hurting from laying stucco, or just carpal tunnel from guitar playing so much. It helps my body recover, so I really think it would help you guys out if you need to help recover. Whether you're in construction, whether you're working out, or whether you're just trying to live and your back's hurting, man. I really believe in their products a lot, so shout out to buckedup.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Keep an eye on the channel, okay, because I got video game stuff coming at you. Okay, I'm going to be bringing more fight stuff your way as well. And then the music stuff I am working on. I got everything to record with. Right now I'm just working on some kinks in the chain of recording, if you so speak, but I'm learning, and keep an eye out because there's a lot of good content coming your way. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.